here just to try to stay on track so I can make sure I hit everything I want to address. But y'all have asked, and I'm going to tell you why. This is going to be the only time I'm going to address this, so let's get after it. Many of you have been around for years, and you know that for 6+ years I was under contract with USCCA. There were several influencers, YouTube personalities, however you want to term it, but I was one of the people who was under contract with USCCA, and for most of that.
So that's Jarrett with Guns and Gadgets, and Jarrett's a great guy. I don't know him. He doesn't know me, but I know he used to be law enforcement. I used to be law enforcement. He's a big 2A guy, smart guy, a lot of information, great channel, right? But he was one of these USCCA guys. You see a lot of them out there, and these guys have these contracts with these companies that are going to promise you to get you out of a bind and have lawyers on retention and all this other stuff. Let me tell you, as somebody who spent 15 years in law enforcement myself, as a kid I used to go to court and trials, and I just loved that. It was just in my blood, right? And let me tell you, there's a couple things you can really protect yourself with. Number one, get a lot of training when you do your guns. As much training and as much advice as you can get on how to be safe, right? Follow all the rules. Number two, think of everything in your household, how much it's worth. If you shoot somebody, the cost of your attorney is going to be twice as much of all the stuff in your house that somebody might steal. Now, I'm not saying be a coward or anything like that, and what I'm saying is be really, really smart when you go to use your gun. If somebody breaks into your house, somebody breaks into my house, I'm going to jump out the window, I'm going to go out the back door, I'm going to get out of the house, I'm going to grab the phone, I'm going to call the cops. I don't want to shoot somebody. I don't want that burden psychologically and within the law, right? It's a lot of money to fight. If you have a prosecutor or an attorney for your county that's going to try to prosecute you for that, you're talking $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, man. There's nothing in my house worth that. Take everything, and I still make out because I don't have to pay for an attorney, so I don't go to prison for the rest of my life for taking your life. Now, with that said, I'm still going to grab my gun if somebody breaks in my house. And I'm going to try to get out. If I can't and I'm cornered, yes, I'm going to do within the law what is allowed for me to do to defend myself and get out of that situation when my life is threatened. Very specifically, right? And if you follow that, you're going to be good. Now, I live in Phoenix or Arizona, and the laws here are pretty good. If you're in Texas, Florida, one of those states, Jersey, New York, Connecticut, yeah, it's a little iffy. You're better just getting out of your house and trying to find a safe place and calling the police from there. But my whole point is that if you know the law, you take the training, you do what you're supposed to do, and you be smart about it, keep your head on your shoulders, and remember, defense is not being in the situation in the first place. Somebody breaks into your house, they force themselves in. If you have a window, if you have a door, get out of your house and call the police. Don't confront the person. That's stupid. I know. Listen, I'm from Jersey. We're all about being tough guys. But as far as the law goes, you got to really be careful, right? Then you got to show that you did everything in your power to get yourself out of the situation. And if you have to defend yourself, you better be damn sure that you really had to defend yourself. You know, and you have to you have to be mature about it. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I don't want to say that. Everybody deserves to defend themselves with a weapon, but you have an obligation to train yourself and to learn what the laws are and to follow those laws and do the right thing. And if you don't, there are consequences. And these lawyer things like lawyers on retainer or USCCC or all these other things, they're only going to help you so much. If you do something stupid and you can't really prove that you really felt your life was threatened, you're going to have a lot of problems. Now, I go by a couple rules. These are Ray's rules of self-defense. If you're beyond 5 to 10 feet, if you're 15, 20 feet away, it's going to be really hard to justify shooting at you in a court of law. Now, if you're closer than that, if you're 5 feet and closer to me and it's a combative situation, listen, I'm an older guy. I'm over 50. I'm not spry like I was when I was in my 20s. I have a good self-defense, right? But if you're 20 feet away, what is the legitimate defense that I'm going to use in court? Now, I know people are going to argue, but they're on your property and all this other stuff. Listen, you got a jury of people you got to convince. You're going to convince them that you shot somebody 20, 25 feet away? Come on, man. You have to be realistic about this stuff. You got to protect yourself. So number one is distance, right? Number two, what kind of gun are you using? Somebody breaks into my house, I'm not grabbing an AR-15. I'm not grabbing an AK-47. I'm grabbing like a handgun or a shotgun. I got the Beretta 1301 semi-automatic, right? 12 gauge shotgun. In a court of law, or when you're being brought into a court and there's going to be people judging you, believe me, it's a lot better when you defended yourself with a 12 gauge shotgun or maybe a revolver or a 9mm than if you had an AK-47. And that's just the reality of life, dude. I know some people are going to argue, but I don't want the best weapon I can have. That's great and everything, but when you have a jury that's going to judge you, you got to think about that. So be smart. Don't be stupid, right? Don't go having all these crazy things on your gun to defend yourself in your house, because the lawyers, the prosecutors, are going to take those guns, show the ammo, show the gun, show the laser, show the red dot, whatever you got on your gun, and be like, this person, they planned for this. And you're going to have to defend against that. So alpha male, tough guy, all that crap goes out the window when you got a prosecutor who's trying to put you behind bars for 20 years. So be smart, be sane, follow some basic rules. Don't aggressively come at somebody who's somewhere else in your house if you can get out of it. If they're far away, don't shoot them. Be careful what kind of gun you're using to defend yourself. And, keep your head on your shoulders and be calm and collective about it. Don't have these stupid stickers of all the guns on your car. And they will bring that up in court, man. If you shoot somebody who comes into your house and you've got those stupid gun stickers on your car, they're going to bring that up. And they're going to say that's who you were. You wanted this to happen. You don't want to be that person. Think of that whole gray man thing, right? I drive a Subaru Forester. Jokingly, people call me the lesbian because it's a lesbian car. I don't have any stickers on it. Great. I don't advertise that I'm a person who owns a lot of guns, who's been trained, who's got law enforcement, who's got some military. You would see my car and think I was some kind of weird liberal. That's the way I want it, because I want to stay in that gray area. So my advice to anybody who sees these guys on YouTube telling you to be a tough guy or join these things and all this other stuff, listen, if you got the money you want to spend, that's fine. But just be smart about it. The best defense in the world, and anybody who's taken any kind of defensive classes knows this, don't put yourself in a stupid situation to begin with. That's all I got to say. Happy New Year. Hope you have a great 2025. Cheers.